Hi, this is my video for Module 5, Unit 5, Activity 3. The questions for this video: how effective would you rate your initial planning of the unit? On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say probably a 5 or a 6. I think when I was planning the unit, I was overly ambitious and thought that I could cover multiple sports and kind of break down a sport per week or per 2 weeks, and just the amount of time that it takes to get even the basics of some of these sports can take an entire semester. So if I wanted to rush through things, then I could cover that much, but I thought it almost is better to be able to break one sport down and spend the time on it so the kids can see gains in that sport and then want to continue to get better and to enjoy the sport as they get better. What led to revisions in the lesson plans and or unit plan? Just the level of talent, as far as dribbling a basketball, how many kids were very far behind, and seeing that, and then the amount of time that it would take that they needed to put in order to enjoy the sport and to get better at it, that really led to revising the lesson plans. What insights did you gain from the lesson planning process and teaching a lesson? I think it was great. This is my first year teaching. The organization and the ability to stay on a schedule and to have everything pre-planned, I feel like that would have helped me in my prior work if I would have been that organized. I think a lot of teachers are extremely organized and extremely prepared to give the students the best opportunity to learn. So it was, although I think I was overly ambitious, it is and was nice to be able to have that plan in place. What parts of the unit plan emerged as critical to its implementation? Really, watching the kids doing the drills, the discussions, even though a kid did not know how to dribble a basketball or dribble a soccer ball, the discussions were always pretty good, and kids had watched some of the sports on TV and watched highlights and were familiar with players and were able to see it and discuss it. The actual drills and them doing it was definitely where we needed more work and just lots of reps. How did the planning process help you determine how you would know whether students were meeting the objectives, developing an understanding of the content, and attaining the expected skills? Predicted student engagement, skill attainment, and your plan in assessing student understanding. I'm a high school teacher, so I gained a lot through this activity. One of the ways that I gained through this activity was watching John and watching his lesson plan, watching his organization with second graders and how hard it was to keep the kids engaged. High school, I do feel that it's easier to keep the kids engaged and that they're more present and better behaved. but it is hard to see skills and improvement over such a short period of time. I know I've read books where 10,000 hours of practicing something is how you master it. And these kids, a lot of them need years of practicing and to try to introduce a sport and to have them get better at that sport in an hour a day. They just need a lot of reps. I think I would have been better off just picking one sport and then developing them in that sport in different aspects. Overall, though, I learned a ton. I was super happy to be partnered with John because he's in PE as well, and I was able to watch him. He's been a teacher for a while, so obviously he's ahead of me. But I enjoyed the activity and look forward to moving on. Thanks.